title change,
title snub,
and the return of Brock, Owen Roman. Hello, welcome to Wrestle MSX. I'm Michael.
I'm Sally.
And after recapping John Cena winning the Intercontinental Championship last week, we of course open with the former Doctor of Thugonomics himself. After thanking the Garden, he says tonight is an important night for him when he's interrupted by Dirty Dom. Dom says Cena was handed a title shot last week, just like everything else. Whereas he has had to fight for everything that he has. Cena then offers Dom a rematch right now, but Dom says no, he wants to do it his way. Dom proposes a match at Survivor Series, which Cena accepts. Cena then offers to fight Dom now anyway, as he said he'd have a fight on his last Raw. But Dom just looks at Cena, smiles, and then is joined by his stablemates, Finn Bálor and JD McDonagh. The three of them then beat up Cena, which brings out Sheamus for the save. The rescue doesn't last long as the pair get beaten up, but never fear, as someone else runs out for another save. Rey Mysterio. The faces clear the ring, with Cena then calling for a ref and a 6-man tag. Why not?
So, back from the break, we have John Cena, Sheamus and Rey Mysterio versus Dominik Mysterio, Finn Bálor and JD McDonagh in a 6-man tag. Sheamus takes a beating in the heels corner, even kicking out of a cover at 2, when a double clothesline takes out Bálor and JD, with the Irishman then bringing in Rey. Rey takes out Bálor and JD, but is then tripped by Dom as he sets up to 619 Bálor.
Bálor then throws Rey out the ring as we break, with us coming back to Rey now taking a beating in the heels corner. Just like Sheamus though, he manages to get away and tag in Cena. JD suffers a 5-knuckle shuffle but then escapes the AA attempt and levels Cena with a headbutt. Sheamus then comes in and takes out JD. Bálor takes out Sheamus, with Rey then dealing with Finn.
Son then takes out Dad, with JD then landing a moonsault to Cena, followed by a coup de grace from Finn and a frog splash from Dom. All three cover with the pin broken up by Rey and Sheamus. The heels then suffer triple bow reigns, triple 5-knuckle shuffles and a 619 to Bálor and JD. Bálor then eats a bro kick while JD gets his attitude adjusted. McDonagh is then covered for the 1-2-3 and John Cena wins Raw.
Well done, John. Backstage we see Nick Aldis and Adam Pearce talking. When in walks Paul Heyman. He says, if you think my 4th pick of Drew McIntyre annoyed you, wait until you see what I have in store for you. He then hands some paperwork to Pearce and walks off. Pearce opens it with he and Aldis then throwing their heads back in exasperation and Pearce exclaiming, "This'll be fun." Now, enough if you saw the 1-2-3 at the start, you're going to know who this is, but as soon as Heyman was like, wait till you see my 5th guy, I'm thinking, it's got to be Brock Lesnar. It has to be.
Yeah.
And it is. Spoiler.
Back from the break, we see what happened during the break, which was the Judgement Day starting a fight with players from various New York sports teams who were sitting in the audience. Before we go to Jackie Redmond, who's standing in the middle of the ring waiting to interview Stephanie Vaquer. As Vaquer makes her way out though, she's jumped by Nikki Bella. Bella says she came back to take back what's hers, the division, then tells Vaquer she'll be giving her a match for the title.
Still think it was too early for them to pull the trigger on that. Backstage we see Bayley walking and talking with Lyra Valkyria when they come across the Kabuki Warriors. Asuka asks Bayley if she'll be on her team for WarGames, with Bayley laughing hysterically and saying no.
Next up, Solo Sikoa versus Dolph Ziggler in the Last Time Is Now tournament match. Tala is with Solo. Ziggler locks in an early STF, with Solo escaping to the outside. When back in the ring, Dolph drops an elbow from the top rope and covers for 1 as we head for a break. We come back to a 2-count cover from Solo after a Samoan drop and then missed hip attack, which allows Ziggler to land a spike DDT, Famouser, and then cover for 2.
Solo then gets 2 off a spinning solo, with Ziggler countering the spike and hitting zigzag. The cover 2. Ziggler then starts to tune up the band for the greatest finisher of all time. But Solo thwarts it, hits Ziggler with a spike, and then covers for the 1, 2, 3, which I think now ends any hope of anybody outside of WWE.
Yeah.
Because that's it now.
That's
There's nobody
we
left.
know who everyone else is.
Yeah.
So it's
Which
boring
is
now.
kind of boring.
Yeah.
You thought they might have put... Well, you thought one of them might have at least got to the next round.
Yeah.
But that's it now.
Yeah.
So, I know, I can remember Hayes against Reed is on SmackDown. And then I think it's Penta against Bálor.
Yeah.
I think they're the last two first round matches. But we know everybody is, which is kind of boring now. You at least get one of them through.
Yeah.
Ziggler could have got through. So
Yeah,
what?
why
Solo's
not?
not going to win.
Yeah. Exactly.
Anyway, sorry. If you want to disagree, then please let us know. You'll be wrong anyway.
We hear from Alexa Bliss next. She tells us she's tried to contact Flair, but to no avail. Bliss then speaks directly to Flair down the camera, saying she's had her back, but the second she needed her best friend, she wasn't there. Bliss is then interrupted by Team Heel. Oscar shouts, as usual. Jax calls Bliss a loser, as that's as far as her vocab goes, with the heels then getting on the apron.
Ripley's theme then rings out with her and Sky coming out for the save. A brawl ensues with the heels winning out and Bliss taking a beating from Legend and Jax. This inevitably brings out Flair and her partner Ken Doe Stick. Ken does most of the work, with the faces then getting in the ring and Charlotte pointing at Rhea. So I'm assuming this is to make some kind of alliance or allegiance.
Yeah.
So that's 4.
Becky Lynch is out next to defend her Intercontinental Championship against Maxxine Dupri. A big boot lands Maxxine a 2 count straight out of the gate, with Lynch then coming back just as we break. Maxxine gets another 2 off a spinning back kick and then lands a fisherman's suplex and leg drop for another 2. Becky replies with a 1 count cover and then powerbomb for another 2 count.
Lynch then locks in the armbar, which Dupri escapes and then counters a manhandle slam into a cover for yet another 2. Dupri then gets the ankle lock on, but Lynch counters into a cover, causing Dupri to let go and kick out on 2. A cover after a manhandle slam is then broken by Dupri, putting a foot on the rope.
Lynch looks for a count-out victory by throwing Dupri out the ring, and while the ref's counting, the last kicker unties one of the turnbuckle covers, and then out of nowhere, AJ Lee heads out.
What, are the tag champs?
No, CM Punk's wife.
Ah, same name though.
Yeah. Anyway, the distraction allows Dupri to mount the top turnbuckle, land a crossbody to Lynch when she turns around, and then cover for the 1, 2, 3, and become the new Women's Intercontinental Champion.
Well done, Maxxine. I can see her bringing this out every week.
Yeah, why not?
Like when Green had the Intercontinental US. It was funny. She did something with it. Whereas the current champions, well, Lynch wasn't there all the time. Julia was just Kiana James's sidekick.
Yeah.
But I think now that these women have got the titles, I think we'll see them. But that's what you want, as I say, you want to see your champions.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Javon Evans takes on Gunther in the last match of the night, which is the last time is now tournament match. Lots of lasts there. Evans chops away at Gunther, but Gunther replies with a big boot as we break. We come back to more chops from Evans and drop kick before Gunther locks in a Boston Crab, which Evans escapes. Gunther goes for the sleeper, but Evans escapes again and kicks Gunther with the Austrian, then rolling out the ring.
Evans attempts a dive out the ring, but Gunther catches him and throws him at the apron as we take another break. We come back to Evans landing multiple punches on Gunther, and Gunther then landing a big boot to suppress Evans. Gunther lines up a suplex, but Evans counters, with the fight once again going to the outside.
We come back in with Evans landing a crossbody and frog splash, but the follow-up cover only nets 2. Evans then kicks out of another cover after a powerbomb, with Gunther then reverting to type, locking in the sleeper and causing Evans to tap out. I don't think he was ever going to win anyway, really.
Backstage, we hear from Maxxine Dupri, who says that now she's beaten one of the best of all time, she finally belongs here, then thanks AJ. The rest of Alpha Academy then arrive and whisk Dupri off, with Redmond then asking Lee if she's going to stick around. Lee replies that Becky makes her feel things, so who knows? Lee goes to head off but is stopped by the Eradicator. Rhea asks if she has a second to chat, with a pair then walking off.
So if she sides with the goodies, that leaves one space left for the baddies. And we had a little think, didn't we? But nobody really springs to mind.
Not really, no.
I mean, unless Bailey has a change of heart.
Unless her brain flips, yeah.
Then who knows? Anyway, another WrestleMania promo drops from CM Punk's point of view this time. He says everyone is playing a character, but he doesn't need to pretend. He's not the dealer or the mark. He's the only one at this table who's the best debatable in the world.
The last segment of the night sees Paul Heyman's bad guys face off against CM Punk's good guys. The heels are up first, with Heyman saying this is the greatest assembly of talent ever put together for WarGames. This is Punk's cue, as he then heads out, followed by the Usos from the crowd, and finally, of course, Captain America, Cody Rhodes.
The faces mount the apron, give it a beat, and then get in the ring, where of course all hell breaks loose. Punk drops Paul with a bulldog and then signals for the GTS, but it's then that we hear the fifth member of Heyman's gang's intro. Is that right? None other than Cowboy Lesnar. Lesnar dispatches Punk with ease before Rhodes has a go, but 2 suplexes later see Rhodes off. The end titles then popped up, but there was 3 minutes left.
As Brock celebrated in the ring, we had one surprise left. The Tribal Chief. Reigns enters the ring with the 2 men then staring at one another until Brock goes for Reigns, with Reigns ducking and landing a Superman punch. Security then come out, but Reed clears them out, attacks Reigns and sets him up for a tsunami, which Reigns foils by Superman punching him.
Everything kicks off again with New York's finest coming out, but this fails to stop anything as Reigns spears Reed through timekeepers while Punk chokes out Paul with a kendo stick. Raw goes off the air in absolute chaos.
Love it.
Yeah, I like this.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Just still brawling.
Yeah, and as I say, and the coppers coming out.
Oh yeah,
and it
coppers.
just... That's policeman. Yeah, it's just, fun times. Which does lead me to, unless you wanted to add anything else, this leads me to Michael's moment of the night. This could be a match, a look, a line, a promo, something funny, interesting, quirky, different, something that catches my eye. Obviously, it has to wait until the end, because if I do it halfway through and it's something that happens at the end, it's kind of a spoiler. So, Michael's moment of the night is the 6-man tag. Cena, Sheamus and Rey Mysterio against Dominik Mysterio, Bálor and McDonagh. It was fun. It had silly elements. We had triple bow range, triple 5-knuckle shuffles. We had a double 619 to Bálor and McDonagh. And we had the classic, all 3 heels at the same time trying to pin Cena for the victory. No, he didn't kick out because he's not that strong. He can't lift 3 men. He may have done back in the day, but certainly not now. But Sheamus and Mysterio broke the pin up. It was just, that's what it needs to be.
It reminds me of like early 2000s SmackDown matches.
Yeah, but that's what it needs to be. It can't always be, oh, this is so serious. You're entertaining. If you're always serious, you like a drama. I don't want that. I want some fun.
Absolutely fair.
Now, if you wish to disagree,
agree, or have any thoughts or views that you'd like to share with us, then please feel free to leave them in the comment section below. Don't forget to go check out our Musings video with thoughts and opinions on the last week of WWE. A new one drops every Wednesday.
Now, if you did watch the greatest wrestling show on YouTube, thank you very much.
And we'll see you Wednesday for a look at this past week in WWE, and Saturday when we take a look at SmackDown.